All right, what's going on, everybody? All right, so is Kevin still shy? He's still shy, yeah, and he doesn't like humans. I mean, can you blame him? Right? Have you seen the Epstein file thing? I feel like that makes humans just look kind of bad, just in general, right? You'd never catch a Muppet on the Epstein list. Kermit the Frog, no way. He doesn't. Epstein never spent a second with that frog because they're just not down like that. Muppets don't do that type of stuff. That's human stuff right there, and that is why Kevin doesn't jam with it. Okay, so yeah, Kevin's still pretty shy. That's unfortunately, that's sort of the official statement of the Apostate YouTube channel is Kevin is still shy. Yes, but every so often he comes out with a video, so I'll let you know when he does. Though, if you have any questions for him, you can answer them through the video. But all right, so we got this video here. And I couldn't resist. I don't know. I watched a few seconds of it and I'm like, okay, nope, we're gonna watch it. I'm gonna make everybody watch this. And it's just, I don't, it feels like it's one of those things where you're just like, see, this is why we can't talk to this is why we can't talk to these people. Because they do look. So all right, we're gonna get into it. I am Brentley, and this is the Apostate. Let's go. Let's go. So we got this. All right, here it is. What's this? What is this guy's name? Doesn't matter. He's good. He's cool. I like him. But if anybody knows his name, put it in the chat.
I mogged you to death.
So wait, do you think that doing like the Joker laughter is gonna do like rhetorical numbers? Listen, I know that you're not a pathetic loser, but I'm concerned that when you start doing your Joker impression, people are gonna come away with the impression that you're a pathetic loser. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to establish on
that's the way to slap them down like that. You got to do the nice nasty. Okay, like no, I'm not saying you're a disgusting, despicable piece of crap. I'm saying, given your current behavior, somebody might be mistaken and think that you are one of those.
I wanted to ask, are you was it female to male? Like, I don't know, you just gave that vibe. That's not even like an offensive thing. Like, you genuinely just look like that. I'm sorry. No? Oh, all right. My bad. Never mind. Yeah. I was betting money on it, damn it. But yeah, like honestly,
it's always like the we can always tell
if I look like that too, though.
Yeah. Do you think God's all beautiful, or?
Oh yeah, no, God is beautiful. God
sure. So if God's all beautiful, then why would He create me so ugly?
I don't know, because I mean, you're an atheist then.
Sure. Wait, but did God know that I was going to be an atheist? Like, don't I have free will?
Yeah, you do, but you chose to be an atheist because you're like,
sure, but God was punishing me for actions that I haven't even taken yet.
No, He wasn't punishing you. You were just born ugly, and there was going to be your struggle, but you like look.
How is this happening? How is this part of see, this is the type of stuff that I don't know if I can deal with. If we, if I start doing this call business, holy Lord.
He gave into that.
Yeah, I could have been mistaken, but I could swear that you just said that God gave me, God made me ugly.
Wait, who is he debating with? Pam Bondi over here? What the fuck?
On account of me being an atheist. So God was going to like influence like the way that I look, just like on the basis of actions that I hadn't taken.
Do you think?
Wait, I'm so sorry. Wait, the question that I have for you: do you think that it's just to give a punishment to a person who hasn't committed a crime?
Oh, absolutely. If they could commit a crime.
So wait, you think that punishing innocent people is just?
No, I didn't say that.
So sorry, what question do you think I asked you prior?
Don't give me low IQ answers.
Sorry, then maybe you should.
Don't give me low IQ answers. That was the question. Was that's just you're just throwing that out there to signal how high IQ ish you are.
Actually, listen to the question, and I grant, right? Maybe I've slammed you so hard that you have a concussion, which is why you don't remember the question.
You give me low IQ arguments.
Whoa, so maybe I can just remind you of the question.
Do you want to hear an answer?
You should calm down there.
God, it's so weird when like. What do you think this guy? I'm just seriously curious of this. What does this guy think is a high IQ question? Like I genuinely want to know what he thinks that is. Like,
is all knowing. God is all good.
Chill out there, mouth breather. Calm down. There's really no reason to be getting this upset.
And like low-key, it doesn't
so
matter.
Maybe I can remind you of what the question is, so we can maybe like reconcile your blunder. So the question was,
God is real,
if is it just to give somebody a punishment if they haven't yet committed a crime?
It literally doesn't matter.
It does matter. You blundered, haven't you? Oh no, calm down. Wait, chill out. Wait, I'm sorry you contradicted yourself. Just calm down.
That isn't a contradiction.
You did. You contradicted yourself. I'm sorry. You know, you would think with like your good Aryan genes, like your master race genes, that you would actually be like a good representative, but instead here you are with like a brain bleed.
What?
You have a brain bleed. You're like severely mental.
You actually stopped talking for like 2 seconds long enough to actually listen a little bit. And it's like, what? Huh? I wasn't listening to the whole first 75% of the question that you said. What?
Ill. Like you couldn't track. You contradicted yourself.
God is real. It's real. Yeah, you know, it's total look real. He's fucking real, not fake.
And now you're frantic. Calm down. Your spirit is gonna go up, there's a reason why your voice just jumped 3 octaves, and it's because you know you're getting the fuck kicked out of you.
What are you even saying right now?
Your voice jumps like 3 octaves from the beginning. You came in with a lot of confidence. That confidence has dispersed.
You're actually like mental.
Yeah, it's because I was thinking about how good I'm doing in this debate. Unfortunately, you contradicted yourself. Do you acknowledge that? Do you want to? Would you want to reconcile the contradiction that you put forward? Maybe I could. Maybe you might be like more of a visual learner.
It's just like pause. Okay, both of us talk at the same time. Pause. Okay, both of us talk at the same time.
So maybe I can give you like the notepad, and then we can help you.
This is why I feel like some hosts will utilize the mute button, and I think sometimes it makes good sense when this sort of thing is happening. You gotta mute them and just make them answer the question, and just let them crash out. You don't have to talk over them, dude.
Actually reconcile the contradiction that you've put forward. So
wait, let me say this.
The first thing that you said, I asked you, is it just to give people punishments if they haven't yet committed the crime? You said yes. So it is just to give people punishments.
I think that was the question that the Nazi guy, he didn't understand, and he just agreed to it for, you know, who knows why. They just sort of do that, it seems.
I want to see what he's saying. Yeah.
For crimes that they haven't yet committed.
I see where he's going with this. Hold on now. Let's see. Committing punishments for crimes they haven't committed. This is weird. This is weird.
It did?
Wait. He's like, I want to type along, please. Hold on. I'm gonna write my own. God damn it. Yeah. I'm smart.
Premise 2. People who haven't committed crimes are innocent. Punishing innocent people. This isn't something I
said, by the way. This is something he just, this is literally something he just randomly put in my mouth.
It's actually all recorded. Wait, do you want me to play the recording?
Yeah, no, go ahead and play the recording.
Maybe like the Nazi ideology is so like utterly unreconcilable.
I guess so. This must have been at the end of some kind of other. It's one of those like debates that must have just gone on way too long. But it sounds like they were having a debate about him being a Nazi and stuff before that, and gotten to the point where they were just sort of talking over each other a lot, and then this is what he clipped out.
With reality, which is why you actually can't comprehend or accept the reality of the situation, which is that you've agreed to this first statement that it is just to give people punishments for crimes that they haven't yet committed, and this statement that punishing innocent people is unjust. So if you agree that what it means to be innocent is that you haven't yet committed a crime, then you've contradicted yourself.
I didn't actually agree to that. I was just
wait, which one did you not agree with? We'll play the replay.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Yeah, sorry, and I grant that, right? Like
I was talking over you because that way I could still sound like a badass, but I'm not actually. But I don't actually have to be right. I could just sort of keep talking, full of Pam Bondi.
Probably
even know where this is
haven't
coming
heard
from,
what I
Wade.
said because your tears are like flowing through your eardrums. You know, you're literally on your back crying and all the tears are just going into your ears, which is why you can't hear anything. You know, but this is just like a typical interaction trying to come onto my debate stage. You know, you're just going to get the fuck kicked out of you every single time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to...
Okay. We're going to pause that for a second. Wow. I didn't realize it'd be this cacophonous. How's everybody doing? Who won today? Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, Pandora's Pinata. Hey, you're a new member. Hell yeah. I thought you were always a member. No, thank you so much. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. Oh, yeah. And then we got Drusilla. It's two. Hey, what's up? How's it going? And then we got the weirdo in third. What's up? All right, what do we got? Oh, and we got all. Thank you so much. Hell yeah, do a member for 2 months. Glad you feel that. Oh, thank you. Yes, I am much better. Holy shit! Wow, it's like nothing like feeling pretty good after being in bed for like 4 days. What was it? Or 3 days? I guess it was. Felt like 18. But yeah, so but I am feeling better. It's amazing. It's like 100% at this point. Almost, I feel like I'm getting there. I'm approaching it. I want to say 95. I feel like that would accurately describe how I'm feeling. But here we go.
Play the replay.
I'd cover my face too.
Yeah, I don't think a replay is going to help, dude. I'm going to be honest. I'm not that I'm not taking his side. I'm not, okay. But the replay, I couldn't make it out the first time. But
is
all right. My bad.
It's the only problem with these like TikTok ones. It's almost like the delay is almost good in those like the ones that have like actual like call screeners and shit. I don't know, because I don't feel like this happened because they will mute them if they start doing this type of stuff. Then it's like nobody can hear anything. We're muting you.
Fine. Yeah, I was betting money on it. Damn it.
A few moments later.
Do you think, wait, I'm so sorry. Wait, the question that I have for you, do you think that it's just to give a punishment to a person who hasn't committed a crime?
Oh, absolutely. If they could.
So you did say it. Gosh, and I grant, right? Because you're so concussed. It's like,
so how it did TikTok like add a we could play it back if you want type button or something? Like here, play back your own stream or whatever, or is that like some other are they like doing it on a different screen or something? Because I'm seeing a lot of people doing this lately. Like, no, we can play it back. You want to play it back? Let's play it back. Just need to pipe down. We're playing it back. Check it out. It's cool. Oh yeah, you lied. And here's when
somebody hit the red reset button on the back of your head. You short circuited. We reset you to factory settings. Wait, so did you blunder? Wait, and I'm so sorry, right? Because actually nobody was talking. So maybe like I don't know. Let's replay.
I was talking and then you started
the way that I
I didn't hear what
on the basis of actions that I hadn't taken. Do you think? Wait, I'm so sorry. Wait, the question that I have for you: do you think that it's just to give a punishment to a person who hasn't committed a crime? And it's so clear too. Like I say the question like so clearly too, and then. Like you must have just been like thinking about how much of a pathetic failure you are. Like your mind must have been occupied with like some other thoughts about some other thing.
Do you have a good relationship with your parents though?
Yeah, extremely. Both my parents are together. I called.
Wow, and it just flipped gears. Like, wow, that was amazing. Hold on, I gotta hear that again. He's just like, I'm just gonna keep ragging on you until you say something, and then we can go that direction. And it was like instantaneous. Hold on,
thinking about how much of a pathetic failure you are. Like your mind must have been occupied with like some other thoughts about some other thing.
Do you have a good relationship with your parents though?
Yeah, extremely. Both my parents are together. I call them every weekend.
My parents aren't together, but like my mom's
I grant
awesome.
that.
She's super cool.
Yes, I do actually have a very good relationship with my parents. I'm so glad that you asked. I was hoping that you would ask that because that was the thing that I really wanted to talk about, and I really didn't think that was going to come. But that's crazy that came up because I'm so excited though. I really want to talk about this.
And honestly, like,
and do you think your parents would be proud of like their child who's like contradicting themselves?
Well, my parents aren't siblings, so I don't really,
Yeah, I bet if you went back a couple of generations, they probably would be. That's what it takes to get those good Aryan genes.
You guys, calm. I'm trying to do a thing. Okay. Wow, you're all shouting at the same time. all the member comments get put up. Member flex. Oh wait, what? Wait on what? I don't get it. I think that's it's probably a deep cut. It is. It's a deep cut. Oh, Kevin said it is a deep cut. But about what? No, don't worry about it. Okay. Well, are you saying I won't understand something again? You got to stop with that shit. It's sarcasm, and I don't appreciate it.
I mean, okay, if you think that like the Aryan race is like the master race, wouldn't we expect you to have like a bit of a better debate performance?
Whoa,
your name is literally Zog Incinerator 88.
Brother.
Okay, so more information that I'm unprivy to. It seems. What is that? Is Zog? What? That's a Nazi thing?
Do you think that like the Aryan race is like the master race? Wouldn't we expect you to have like a bit of a better debate performance? Your name is literally Zog Incinerator 88.
Zog Incinerator. Oh, okay. I got it. No, yeah, it took me a second. I didn't hear the incinerator part. I got it.
Hey,
brother.
Are we gonna pretend? Or are we gonna like make believe?
Wait, why do these people exist? What happened to their frontal lobes, dude? Like, why do they have? Did like human bodies stop making those? Is that what's happened? We're all out of stock. You know, Trump became president. No more frontal lobes for anybody. Sorry. You know, your empathy is a thing of the past. We don't even know what feelings feels like because we've gotten here.
No,
your name is Zog Incinerator 88.
Why are you talking about
Do you think I'm like
seriously?
30 IQ? Maybe you think other people are 30 IQ like you're 30
Why
IQ.
are you doing that?
But
that's his name, Ian. Thank you. Yeah. Dave said Ian is the GOAT. He is great. I really do enjoy watching him do his thing. It's just fast, dude. Like I'm just like, wow. And then when he's not deliberately in like a actual back and forth, he's just making fun of the person. And it's you can hear it like get them all off their game. It's incredible how thin-skinned these people are too, because like they're obviously trolls that are running around saying like the worst things to people. And it's so strange because you can hear them like falling apart with like 20% of the awfulness of the stuff they're saying regularly is being lobbed back at them, and they can't handle it. They're melting down. The
reason why we're talking about that is because your name is full of Nazi dog whistles.
Yep. That's what it is. Gisela, what's up, Gisela? And thank you. Hell yeah. See, is this a super flex then? Love you, PP. You love your PP. Right? Some people are into stuff, and that's all right. Hey, no king shames around here. Okay, you can love whatever you like. When the heart wants what the heart wants, and so does all the other organs. But this is 20 months. Whoa, yeah, that is a super flex. That's right. That's some heavy lifting going on right there. Hell yeah.
We're a Nazi. Zog Incinerator 88. 88 being, of course, Hail Hitler. HH is what 88 is. So everybody knows what this is. This isn't like 2016 where people have no idea what these things mean. It's pretty obvious.
Can you tell me why it's wrong? Can you tell me why that's wrong, though?
I didn't know this stuff, but I'm glad that people like you do. That's great.
Yeah. Insofar as people are intrinsically valuable, the extermination or genocide of them is going to be wrong.
Well, I mean, the extermination of people is wrong. I don't really think they were people.
Sorry. Okay, maybe we could do it like this. Would you agree that in virtue of valuing something, you must deem yourself to be valuable?
Don't call them that. Okay, that's rude. It comes out yellow. Sorry. Let's cut that. Yeah, let's cut that joke. Yeah, the yellow thing. That didn't really. I don't know. I'm just not vibing with it now. Yeah, let's get that out of there. Cool. All right. Thanks. Stop being mean to Pandora's Pediata, Drusilla. Okay. Y'all need to play nice.
Repeat it like I'm five.
Yeah. In order to value something, in order to confer value onto something, you yourself would need to be valuable.
Yeah, I'm more valuable than a Jew.
Oh, sure. Okay. So that we agree that
Jesus. Okay. So yeah, this it's like, okay, so yeah, no, hold on.
In order to confer value onto something, you yourself need to be valuable. So in virtue of you valuing anything, that makes you valuable. So in order to remain logically consistent, everybody that values anything is valuable. You conceded the argument. So you've now conceded that everybody is intrinsically valuable.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you did.
No, humans are valuable.
You just conceded it. And sorry, wait, what species do you think Jewish people are?
Demon.
And what's the source?
Demon. Yeah, no, that's wow, dude. Wow. That's just it's incredible, actually. Is this common on this? They just got Nazis just like saying stuff that it just maybe it's super jarring to me because I don't watch a lot of these political. Most of the, I mean, I guess this one said, oh no, it does say incel Christian, but or the incel Christian gets crushed and needed to be. But yeah, I guess I don't watch a lot of them. I guess I don't see a bunch of the ones with the Nazis on them.
Source, they're just demons. That's
what sure. Believe. So they're demons because they're demons.
That's what they claim.
These are like the high IQ Nazi arguments. They're demons because they're demons.
What they claim, bro.
Wait, sorry, do you want to provide like some sort of real source?
A real source?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably.
Wait, I'm sorry. Actually,
hello. The Bible. I guess the Bible doesn't say that. Yeah. No.
What religion was Jesus?
Republican website here for you to
what religion was Jesus? Could you tell us?
Wait, just a sec, sister.
He's not going to answer that question.
No, I am. I'm just.
But by the way, like the transphobic person calling me sister is really funny. You know, a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and then he's just going to like call you like sister really as an insult.
Like a man though. So
yeah. Wait, do you want a camera?
I assume that.
You don't even show your face.
I don't show my face. You can see it on my profile.
Ooh, yeah. Let's check that.
Yeah, you can check that. You can check that.
Pull it up. I'm gonna get the whole squad.
You can check that. You can check it. Hold on, I'm updating. No, you gotta wait. I gotta add. I gotta click the little camera icon. Yeah. Oh, then you gotta update the. Hold on. Why is this taking so long?
Squad laughing. But I was just wondering. Maybe don't dodge. What religion was Jesus?
Jesus, if you want to be technical about it, at the time they called him a Jew, but it was early Christianity before.
So would you say that
it was clearly Christianity? So Jesus was a follower of Jesus. He's like, well, I kind of follow my own code. You know what I mean? And that's why
there was no other word for it at the time. It was Judaism at the time.
So you would say that Jesus is demonic, or would you not say that Jesus is demonic? Different from modern
rabbinical Judaism.
I'm so sorry. Wait, is Jesus demonic or is Jesus?
It gets so crazy the way that these people's hate gets them to learn very specific things. You notice that? It's like their hate as like, no, we're going to learn. Don't learn that stuff over there. No, just learn these specific things about these specific people that you hate. And then you can use all this information to say that they're demons and stuff. And look how much shit you know about them. But it's like so weird. Like, who knows this much stuff about Jewish people that, like, you know, unless you're like a scholar studying the field or whatever. Like, what the fuck? What is this?
It's not demonic. I want
no,
an answer.
No, that's not what I said.
Is he demonic or is he not demonic? That is the argument you made. Another critical blunder, another tracking failure. You claimed that Jewish people are demons. Jesus is Jewish, therefore Jesus would be.
You gotta start utilizing the button, man. They need to be muted, dude.
A demon, you just committed blasphemy.
Yeah, no.
They have like this weird way of both stopping at the same time. They do it like they've done it 17 times now. It's like neither one of them seem like. I mean, it sounds like he can actually hear because when he was being interrupted, he's still shifting gears. Once the dude asked like a question that he could actually respond to instead of just being this like 7-year-old like childish bullshit. But yeah, but the other guy clearly can't hear. He's just, what? Huh? Did we stop talking at the same time again?
You just checkmated yourself into committing blasphemy. You got beat the fuck down, and you're going to continue to get beat the fuck down because your positions are. It's not just because your positions are stupid. It's because your positions are stupid and you're low IQ.
You just said random.
You got stunlocked. Beat the fuck down once more.
Everything you said was just a bunch of random words. There was just you're a random word generator. It's all you've been doing this entire time.
Bro, I'm one of my greatest sources of pride and joy is that my grandfather stormed the beaches of Normandy to kill Nazi fucking scumbags.
Yeah. You know what the general who commanded your daddy onto that beach said? He said, we defeated the wrong enemy. That's right. Whoa.
That's great, bud. Unfortunately, you still contradicted yourself.
What the hell was what?
You know what the general who commanded your daddy onto that beach said? He said,
you know what the general commander on that beach said?
Defeated the wrong enemy. That's right. Whoa.
That's great, bud. Unfortunately, you still contradicted yourself.
That's great, bud. You're doing so well, you know? Wow.
Everyone agrees with me though. So at the end of the day,
sorry, wait, do you think everybody agrees with contradictions?
The people at the end of the day,
do you think that everybody,
with me.
you think, whoa, calm down. There's no need to get upset.
Dude's just like randomly shouting as he sounds like he's doing impressions of some sort. Like he's just randomly going into like other voices and stuff.
Yeah, they agree with me.
Wow, this guy sounds hinged. Wow, what an ideology that really integrates you well. You know, it makes you like a normal individual.
I mogged you to death.
So wait, do you think that doing like the Joker laughter is gonna do like rhetorical numbers? Like, listen, you know, I know that you're not a pathetic loser, but I'm concerned that when you start doing your Joker impression, people are gonna come away with the impression that you're a pathetic loser.
No, I'm awesome.
I'm just a bit worried for your ethos. You know, I want to make sure that you're giving like a good rhetorical presentation for the audience. But so far,
listen to him back there like wooing himself. He is giving himself like high fives in the mirror. It sounds like he's literally wooing himself. Wow! Oh yeah! Oh, and what? Chest bump. That's right. Give me two chest bump. What the fuck?
All you're doing is like scream laughing, and I'm really worried that people are going to come away with the impression that your ideology isn't very serious, and also that you got need in the fucking nose.
Get on,
Whoa. Oh, and then he ran the fuck away. Damn.
What the hell?
Yes. And also that you got need in the fucking nose.
Get on,
Whoa. Oh, and then he ran the fuck away. Damn. I guess
that was his final voice impression thing you wanted to do as he was running out the door.
Like that's just the most hinged, most tethered to reality Nazi. You know, that's what happens.
You know, they're not sending their best. They're sending the grapists. You know, they're sending the schmurderers. They're sending, and some maybe are, they're not. They're not fine people. None of them are.
By the way,
oh God, thank you for.
There's no way. There's just no shot that this is the guy who's calling me ugly. Holy shit! I bet this guy's single too.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
he's ugly. I'm not going to show you or anything, but stupid and ugly looking. That's what that is.
For anyone considering joining Christianity, this is what you have to look forward to. These are your representatives. These are the people that are at your churches. These will be the people that will be there at your very first church service. Consider that before converting to Christianity. This is who you will be surrounded by. For all of the people.
I honestly, that right there saved the whole debate. That one argument is, and I feel like it should be, if it's not a very effective argument, then people are just, well, they just sound just like that guy probably. But that I feel like works really well to deter people from ever wanting to believe things with people that sound like that guy.
People who are thinking about leaving Christianity, maybe allow this person to be the reason that pushes you finally to leave Christianity, because you no longer want to be
What's up, Native? How we doing? Native Atheists here. What's up, dude?
Associated with these people. Jesus gives you a way to test whether or not his teachings are good, and it's whether or not his followers are good. So the fact that his followers consist of people who are like Nazi scumbags is evidence against Christianity. You'll know them by their fruits, and the fruits of Christianity are rotten. Anyway. Individual.
That was very, very well said. And yeah, that is at this point, I don't know. I honestly don't know how people do this. I don't know how they can stick with anything that is going on lately. And they do. They're just still, I mean, I was just going through, I gotta stop. I gotta stop doing this. Just like reading through X or Twitter or whatever. And the comments are just so unhinged from reality. I mean, it's amazing. It's like I feel like I've never seen people like try to think exactly the wrong thoughts and then put that out into the world on purpose, you know. And it's like, dude, you have to know you're being stupid right now. You have to know that. And it's like, are we just at this like 4D chess debate thing where we've just been debating for so long that they're like, yeah, we know that you know that I know that I'm lying. We already know that. Now we're just doing nothing. Now we're just gonna pretend like we Yeah, we're just gonna pretend like we still believe stuff and actually care. But we know that that we're lying, and we know that we know that we're lying, but we're just gonna keep doing it anyway. It's wow, what has happened to the world? All right, let's hopefully try one that's a little less cacophonous. Not that dude what isn't great. I really do enjoy watching this debate, but it would be cool to listen to one that's not so all over the place. I was trying to find like mostly like it's weird. A lot of the atheist call-in shows not talking about a whole lot of atheism lately. I wonder why, with the fascist takeover of our country here in the United States of America. But yeah, so the ACA for once seems to have the more content here to work with. But nothing against the ACA. I love the ACA, but they just they don't seem to bring in the same numbers. So which one we want to do? Oh yeah, I got the one with Owen and Forrest, or we can do Justin and John, or Justin and Richard. What do you think? Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, we can do any of these if you like. Oh, let me see here. I should make a poll. That's really what I need to do. But then it's going to take too long. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, we need to get started pretty quick. So I'm going to take whoever the first person that agrees with me, or I'm just going to click one randomly. Justin and Richie, you got it. Thank you, Giselle. Oh yeah. All right. Cool.
The guest is going by watch.
Wait. So Justin and John. Or say Justin and Richard. Yeah, no, I got it right. Justin and Richard. Gotcha. Yeah, I love Richard.
Sure. Watcher 215. Welcome in. You're on AXP.
We hung out a little bit ago. Well, I guess it's been a good minute now. And yeah, we're talking about the unseen. I think he said he likes, not the unseen. Damn it. No, it's gonna come to subhumans. He likes the subhumans. Right, because he's British. Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, subhumans.
With Justin, Thinker, and Richard. How you doing?
Good evening. Good to speak to you all.
Good evening. Good to speak to you.
You as well.
Good evening.
Your
How are you?
call-in says that.
God damn it, Richard.
Call log says that you've got reasons, or you want to tell us your reasons for believing in Christianity.
Yeah, I find, I guess one of the primary reasons is I see purpose, information, and design in the world and the universe.
Okay.
So which one do you want to tackle first? I would say for purpose. I don't think that purpose is transcendental. I think we get to decide what our purpose is. So like when you say purpose, I think.
Did you decide the purpose of your lungs?
Damn, you argue with that, Justin. Okay. Yeah. Did you? Didn't think so. Stupid.
No, biology did. So biology dictates how biology works. There's no reason to believe that there's like a magic man in the sky that designed lungs.
But the lungs have a purpose, and you're saying biology is the one that designed that purpose? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think that lungs have a purpose. I think lungs have a function. Purpose entails some sort of a purpose giver. Functions don't. The reason why lungs work is because lungs that didn't work didn't evolve.
And the things that had them stopped reproducing.
Function and purpose are not the same in your mind.
Yeah.
I find them to be synonymous when I think of function and purpose.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. Something can have a function and have no purpose given to it. It just does it, right? So if it's a natural consequence of the universe, then we would say
Doesn't
it
that
has
sound
a
weird?
function.
It sounds
But
weird.
to say that something has a
weird.
purpose, well, it doesn't sound weird if you know how words work. To say that something has a purpose would entail that there's a purpose giver. right? Typically, a purpose means it's intentionally designed to do something, right? But lungs weren't designed.
Right. So because I see function,
It's like, oh, but what if I decide that they were designed? Then can I say it's a meaning and a function, or a purpose? Then can I make them synonymous? Or
saying that is an indication of purpose, which gives me reason to believe there is a designer.
Why?
I disagree.
Why?
Just follows logically in my mind. Why not?
Circular as fuck.
What is the logic? Walk us through the logic.
When I see a function, the function is defined as its purpose, what it does. It has a purpose. The lungs have a purpose.
Wow, that was it.
I mean, I understand
walking through the logic. He repeated the claim, not the argument, just the claim again, and that's his logic.
Walk us from that to a designer. Walk us from that to a designer.
Your reasoning, buddy. Walk us through how you're getting there.
Well, he said biology institutes the function of the lungs. And I'm saying that if the lungs have a function, that's a purpose. That means biology is the designer.
Literally just went over the difference between function and purpose, but
it's giving a function. And that follows logically in my mind, not in yours. Why?
It sounds almost like he's saying, since something can, like if we create something to do but that wouldn't be or that wouldn't be purpose though, because that just feels like an entirely different thing. But it almost sounds like he's saying, if we made something, like if I made an apple, not made an apple, but I made an apple into a pipe, right, so that I could smoke stuff with it, right? If I did that, then I would make the apple have the purpose of getting me high, right? Because that's its function based on what I made this apple to be. So, that, like, but with God though, okay, that with God.
Because I don't see as you do, as you've told us you do, that something that has a purpose or a function, and I'm happy to use those terms interchangeably for the sake of this. I don't see that those things infer that there must be a designer.
Kelly over here, you sound fucking stupid. This person, Colin, stupid
for them. Well, I'm the reason I want you to walk me through that process of going from there is this function, there is this purpose to these things, and there therefore must be a designer. Walk me through it, because all you're doing at the moment is saying that there must be a designer, but you're not telling me why there must be a designer. You're not bridging that gap for me.
Well, simply because there is a function, and although you're disagreeing that function and purpose, well, the other speaker.
Now I gotta be confused because now you're changing. You both aren't saying the same thing. Okay, so for you, lefty on the left, you that doesn't say that. I mean, that says it could be the same shit.
Is disagreeing that function and purpose are synonymous. I'm saying that function and purpose are synonymous, and because okay, that's fine. We can disagree on
word
that.
Purpose. No, we're not disagreeing. You're just disagreeing with the dictionary. The dictionary says purpose is the reason for something to be done or created, meaning there's somebody designing something with a purpose in mind. Whereas something having a function is independent on whether or not it was created or if it has intention behind it.
Function is evidence of design. Function is evidence of purpose.
Watch it. Just hang on.
Because
I think, yeah. I was just going to say, I think of something to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, a knife, right? The function of a knife is to cut, right?
Correct.
But but the purpose may be to cook something, right? Somebody may use it for a different purpose. Function and purpose are not the same thing.
Okay, I can chew on that for a minute. There may be something.
Knife example was good. I like that. That was helpful. Because that, for a second, I'm like, what is a good example here? Knife. That, yeah.
That you have there. I have to think about that a little bit more. But would you agree that function is evidence of a possible creator? Is function not some type of evidence of a possible creator?
No.
Why don't you agree?
Just because we have lungs in our body does not mean that there was an intelligent being who decided, I'm going to put these lungs in this baby's body for the purpose of breathing air in and out. There are children who are born with underdeveloped lungs. And like you would have to say that creator is intentionally putting underdeveloped lungs, like intentionally creating babies with underdeveloped lungs.
The underdeveloped lung is a corruption.
Correct, because it's sin.
It's not. Yeah. It is something that has been degraded. So we're looking at degraded things all around us all the time. All the time.
It doesn't matter. You can't say that a creator. You can't say that a creator only creates.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you dropped out for a moment after I asked you about degraded functions around us. Like,
hold on, let me pull this up real quick, because that's funny. Comment, because it's like it is kind of true too. Like, Deviant said, this is what happens when you allow religious homeschooling. Stunted thinking. I was so happy looking at ancient artifacts from you are capital U lowercase r. That's some kind of ancient land, I'm sure. Now I'm sad. You're unsatisfied to look at the ancient artifacts because you found out that there wasn't magical giants back then, and that was all just nonsense. Even the Goliath one that was only like 12 feet tall or whatever, right? Was it 12 feet or is it 9? Was he just 9 feet tall? I can't remember. He's still pretty tall, for a magical non-existent being,
Like things that don't work properly. They're corrupted things.
You can't. What you're positing is that your creator only creates things that work, right?
No.
Only create.
No,
that's what you're positing.
No. Let me. If you think that is what I'm positing, let me correct you about what my stance is. I believe that he did initially create everything good, but corrupt.
That bitch and the apple. And that talking snake thing
was introduced as a judgment for disobedience.
So it's God then. God did it.
You're saying that your creator did that, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he heard himself say that.
And therefore your creator intentionally created lungs that are underdeveloped in babies as a punishment of disobedience.
Yes, he made.
Yes, and he said, and that without any sense of like, Jesus, you worship a monster, man, and it's really strange that you seem to be cool with that. Like, no, yeah, he did. He screwed up the innocent baby's lungs so that he could teach humans a lesson, even though it's just randomly dispersed. What the fuck? What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Like, and this is exactly the type of mentality that like leads to a bunch of shit, like shame and shit. Because then it's like, you could be thinking that you were the reason that your kid was born. Like, what did I do? Oh man, I did some type of sin or something, and that's why this terrible thing happened. And then you got to deal with that mentally the rest of your life. Oh yeah, one of my children was born with underdevelopment lungs. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Are they okay? Is it treatable? I feel like I don't know much about that. feel like I've never heard of that. And like, you know, people surviving.
The creation that was good subject to corruption as a result of our disobedience.
That doesn't make any sense because
it's just like, that doesn't make any sense.
Children are born with underdeveloped lungs because the mother decided to maybe have decided to drink or smoke, or the mother had a biological defect in her body that caused the lungs to be underdeveloped. And
see, this is what I'm talking about. We might have to talk about this next time when we get together. On what did we say? March 1st, right? Sunday, March 1st, we're hanging out. Hold on, let me go to the first one. Okay, so I did think that, in the sense that like that it was your fault. You were saying that you felt like it was your fault that your child had underdeveloped lungs because of Christianity. I bet. Jesus, it's like, why do they want people to hate themselves so much? That's what I don't understand. And then it's like, that's where I feel like so much of what's going on makes a lot more sense. And it's like, oh shit, all these people just fucking hate themselves. And so that's why they're just projecting their own self-hate onto everybody else. And that's why there's this like, just like, why are people like this? And you're like, oh, because they're just miserable, self-hating people. And a lot of times because of religions that prime them for it. It's you know, with shit like that, like that's not trauma that you needed to have. And it's literal trauma that was created and put in your head and added to, like, you know, the shit on top of your nervous system, making it go crazy. That's not even real. That was completely made up. It was not your fault. You didn't have anything to do with the development of the child. That's not how it works. But, you know, Christians want you to blame yourself for shit that makes zero sense. But yeah, that's what it is too. You're absolutely right. People with low self-esteem are easier to control. That's why it's like the first thing they go for is trying to break your spirit. They're constantly zeroing in, trying to be like, oh, you think you know more than God? How dare you? You know, like, so they can get you to shrink up in fear. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Who am I? I can't judge God. I'm a piece of garbage. Is what I am. Like, that's what they want you to do so that they can control you. 100%. Hey, Ryan, what's up? How we doing? Oopsie poops. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'll get a new one. You know, I'm sure I got a couple here lying around. Everybody's like, wait, what broke? Did something break? What did Ryan break? I'm not going to tell you either. You're just going to have to figure it out on your own. You got to follow the context clues. There's a lot of them. I left breadcrumbs. You'll see. Ryan will agree.
Her fetus.
It's all the consequence of sin.
It's not the consequences of sin. That is called biology. That is called. It's not. You have to take into consideration the actions of human beings.
Who is doing the talking here? And where are they? Why are they not? Why do we got two faces on the screen that are not being utilized at all? What is going on with that?
Environmental
all of that is
situation. Right. That's not a creator. It has nothing to do with a creator.
All of those things are what we do, right? All of those things you just mentioned.
Exactly. Right, which is a natural process.
Oh no, let me respond to this. I want to pull this up because it was helpful, because I didn't know anything about this. That's so interesting. Okay, so you said mostly the steroid shots helped. It took a long time for being able to be pretty developed, but she's perfectly fine now. Wow. Okay. So it's not a death sentence. In other words, having like completely underdeveloped lungs. They got treatments for that. Wow, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Exactly. So that's a natural process. right, of biology. What you are doing is ignoring all of that and saying a creator did it. And you're saying because humans have lungs, therefore, because humans have lungs in their body, and some intelligent designer had to be smart enough to say, let me put lungs in a human's body so they can breathe air in and out. But then when those lungs don't work properly, it's not that intelligent designer's fault. It's a human sin. And then you are ignoring the biological factors that would cause lungs to not work. You are ignoring environmental factors. You are ignoring the human, action of the human.
Did I do it? Did I get it? I don't know if I did it right. Was that the one? Was that the comment you were talking about? I was voice texting that. No, it's I think I got it. It's okay. I get that though. I get a lot of messages like that from my friends. They do all voice to text. So I'm like, okay, that was definitely a different word.
I don't know where it dropped.
What's up, Blood Badger? How we doing?
You said you're back now. You said you dropped out when you said the results of our sin, and then you dropped out. I didn't hear it after that.
And you said that I was right, and that it totes was sin. That you dropped out, and I couldn't hear anything else. Right? But what you were saying, I'm sorry. Go. No, back to you. I'm right. What? Go.
And you are ignoring the other. You are ignoring real issues that would cause a child to be born with underdeveloped lungs. You are ignoring environmental factors.
How am I ignoring it? How am I ignoring anything?
Because you are positing that there's an intelligent being that is designing this, and then making a decision to design lungs with a defect as a result for punishment.
Right. And at random too, by the way, which I feel like needs to be clear, right? Like the punishment just shows up randomly, due to environmental factors and other shit. That's just random shit. But like, however many, kids are born without that, they're not part of the judgment. They're not part of like the lady eating the apple because of the talking snake thing. They're like, how does that work?
Right. There's a sovereign over humanity. I acknowledge that. So I'm not. I think you're ignoring the sovereignty of God over all of creation.
Your God isn't sovereign. Your God is not sovereign. Your God isn't sovereign.
We will know.
Your God is not sovereign. Your God can't talk unless he's using human lips. A sovereign entity enforces things. A sovereign entity creates systems. Your God can't do that without a human being.
That's all we.
God isn't sovereign.
That's all we observe around us. Reality is exactly that. But
exactly what?
Reality.
Go ahead. I think somebody.
Systems and sovereign judgments that are being revealed in the earth daily against sin and rebellion against the word of Christ, who is the light of the world that God sent.
Wow, there we go.
Watch out.
Wow, he could hear it coming. He could hear it coming before I could. That was impressive. He's got like an X-Men sense. He's about to start proud. But yeah, there he goes. Now he's already doing it. He's like, careful. Hold on. What do we talk about in the call screen? What do we say? We're not gonna. Hey,
muted.
No, he wants to preach.
You're not muted. I can't hear you.
Watcher. Right, Watcher. I have muted you now.
What's up, John? How we doing, dude?
Because I'm trying to talk to you. I'm going to unmute you.
Big John. What's up, Big John?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'd like you to answer it without preaching at me, if you don't mind, please.
Look,
Go on now, unmute.
I was just explaining stuff. Now I'm preaching. Oh, now I'm just preaching. And that when I'm clearly making my well-reasoned case for why you better not, mess with God because of all of the sovereignness.
Good. Watcher.
Thank you. Yes.
You said that this was God's punishment for sin, right? For the act of original sin. Is that correct?
What's this that you're talking about?
The baby's been born with non-functioning lungs.
All right. Everything that's defective in creation right now is a result of the corruption of the creation that God allowed.
Okay. So why?
He's already Justin's face. He's like, because he can like hearing himself say it out loud as he's like, wait, so then that would be God that did. Wait, hold on a second. Is that sovereign God fucking up kids' lungs? The things that he made to be awesome and everything, he's the one fucking them up?
Why then why doesn't this punishment of babies being born with non-functioning lungs, why doesn't it affect all babies if that's part of his punishment?
Because he has grace. Every breath we breathe is the grace of God and the love of God for us. That we should be thankful.
That didn't answer the question. Does the Bible not say, and I might need Justin or Thinker to jump in here because I'm not a biblical scholar, but doesn't the Bible give a prescribed punishment for original sin? Because I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it tells us exactly what the punishment is for original sin, for both Adam and Eve and their descendants. And nowhere in there does it say babies being born with non-functioning lungs. Am I incorrect there, Justin? And
no, there's no non-functioning lungs in Genesis 3. You've got painful childbirth. You've got tilling the land. And then on top of that, you've got the snake having to crawl on its belly and eat the dust of the earth. But nothing about underdeveloped lungs, surprisingly.
No, I didn't think it.
What about Justin? What about the corruption of creation that you find later in the New Testament? You don't remember that part?
No, I do remember that part. I wasn't answering that question. I was answering Richard's question because he's right. So now the New Testament has this idea that humanity has fallen and become corrupted because all of the seed of humanity was inside of Adam. So when Adam became corrupt, so did the seed. You find a little bit of this in Romans 5 and also in the book of Hebrews. To me, that's preposterous because the way the book of Hebrews justifies this, namely, is that all human beings were inside of Adam when Adam sinned. Therefore, when he became corrupted, all human beings became corrupted. But not only is that not true, just like genetically, it's also doesn't take into account that like there was not a single pair of individuals that started this whole thing off.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's when I see babies that have bad lungs and other babies with cancer and things of that nature. I think that explains it quite explicitly in the Bible. I accept that testimony is true. I think it matches with what we observe.
I don't think it explains it unless you think that God is a vicious monster that wants babies to suffer for sins they didn't commit.
No, I think the devil is because he lied to us.
That's the one you're talking about. That is terrifying. That's amazing. Kudos, Riot. That is pretty great. The alien face though, it's a bit much. I don't, the mouth is right in line with the eyes. That just freaks me out. It looks like something from that Pan's Labyrinth movie or something. Thing else. It's like it's not anyway. Anyway, we were just
and he gave us suffering. The knowledge of suffering is what he offered Eve. And
where did the devil lie? Because I'm reading
that's
Genesis.
His native language. That's his native language.
God says in Genesis chapter 2.
He said lies are his native language, dude. Oh, there she is. Okay, I can see her now. Which is amazing. He lies because that's the devil. What? You're like, yeah, but how was anything he said a lie? He's the devil. My God, how are they not getting this? Did you not hear me say that was that's Satan, dude? He's the father of lies. That's why it's got to be lies. Like, holy shit. Okay, never mind. I don't think he's going to get there.
that in the day that you'll eat of it, you'll die. And the day that they ate of it, they didn't die. Satan says, surely you won't die. You'll become like God, knowing good and evil. And in Genesis 3, that's exactly what happens. When you flip over to verse 22, God himself says that man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. They don't die that day. They get removed from the garden, and they're no longer allowed to eat the tree of immortality. That's it.
It's all part of death. All of that was true. They died.
It certainly wasn't true. If I said
it's all part of that, I mean, everybody's dying, really, if you think about it. You know, we start dying the second we're born, really, you know, if you think about it, or don't, more specifically, actually.
Today, you're going to die, and then you die 100 years from now. Did I lie?
In the day that you eat of it, it says, if you investigate the actual language, dying you shall die, which is exactly what happened. Which
I have investigated. That's not what the phrase means. You don't even know.
If you actually look up the language, like my pastor's buddy or something, you know, he said he had, you know, that Blue Letter Bible app, and he clicked the red, which is the Hebrew, and well, it could be Latin or Hebrew, I don't care, and it said the word that I'm talking about.
Well, Hebrew, do you?
I've investigated it, and that's what I found to be true. I found the testimony of God to be true, and the testimony of the devil to be exactly what we experience in the suffering in this world today.
We're talking about the language in which Genesis was written in, right? Mothtamut means dying. It's an infinitive. Dying, you will die, which is usually translated into surely you will die. But it also says hayom or bayom, in the day that you eat of it, right? So in the day that you'll eat of it, you will die. It doesn't say that you'll become mortal. It doesn't say that you'll become dead eventually. It says in that day you will die. In that day, they did.
I love how you can hear. That's why Justin's so helpful to be there, and so is Dr. Kip and people like this that actually know the language, because you hear how they'll just, well, if you actually knew the original language, bro, like, and for the most part, I'd be like, oh, I don't. Do you guys know the actual language? Like, I don't know. I'd have to like sit there and actually look it up. He knows the actual language, what the word, he could literally describe the word right now and then be like, nope, that's not how it's translated. But you can hear how they could just weasel their way out of like any kind of criticism by just being like, well, the original intent of the Hebrew, whatever language, actually in the Greek, you know.
Not die, which means either God lied or God changed his mind.
Well, God is true. Always.
Wow.
Well, he certainly isn't.
Holy shit, man. And they just say stuff like that. Well, God's perfect and truth. Jesus is just truth. That's what truth is. What the fuck?
True, because the Bible says things that are patently untrue, like Ezekiel chapter.
Just repeating stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's like they don't. It's like they know how to like. I hate to be like this, but it's almost like they know how to like, they know what thinking's supposed to look like. And then they like just repeat what other people say. Literal script brain over here.
Chapter 12, God specifically lies to Ezekiel. He tells Ezekiel that that all the prophecies that he's giving them are going to come true in his day. Did they all come true?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be wrong then. They didn't all come true in his day.
Okay.
Have you read Ezekiel 37 when the Messiah comes? Did that happen during his time period?
You know what? I'm not. I
don't know that part.
I know there's parts of there has to be parts. I think there's parts of the Bible, perhaps, that I haven't read, but I feel like I've read the whole Bible.
Perhaps. Hold on. Perhaps there might be some parts of the Bible that I have not read, but that I'm not saying that is true. I thought I read the whole thing, but perhaps I misspoke when I said that I had read.
Yeah, I would imagine Ezekiel is not the part that you read.
Yeah.
Because what we're finding is
I did read what Jesus said, and I'm most emphatically listening to what.
Well, Jesus was a liar and a fraud as well. He said he's coming back within the lifetime of his disciples, and then he didn't.
You sir are a liar.
It's like, you sir, take it back. I sound like he was going to do the 1980s take it back thing. Take it back. Say you're sorry to Jesus and take it back.
I can just show it to you. He says it in Matthew 10:23, and he says it also in 16:27 through 28, and he says it again in 24:29 through 34. And I'll read it for you.
It's crazy how like saying that just breaks them. You know, it breaks their brain immediately to the point where you could tell he was trying to, you know, figure out what slurs you could say. It's like, you can't say.
I only assume you haven't read it, and that's fine. We're used to reading the book to Christians. When he sends his disciples out to the villages, he says, surely you will not have finished going through all the towns of Judea before the Son of Man comes. That's Matthew 10:23. And then he doubles down in Matthew 16. He says, the Son of Man is to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay everybody for what has been done. And truly, I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. And
this is like one of the ones that Justin likes to kind of pick at quite a bit, and I'm here for it. And that was kind of when he went over when he was here hanging out. He was talking about how he kind of like stays in a very specific kind of set of places that are based in like the arguments that he brings up a lot, because he's smart. He's like, I'm not going to just be deviating from stuff I know, but he does know an awful lot. And even when it comes to like science and even like philosophy stuff, which is, you know, kind of a lot to keep up with sometimes, you know, even though a lot of times it's just overcomplicating simple things and oversimplifying complicated things, just sort of bouncing back between the two of those. But anyway,
that didn't happen. He didn't come before they tasted death. They're all dead now. Then he did it again in chapter 24. The sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with great glory, and he will send out.
It's funny because it's like you could tell he's like, no, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong, but I don't know why. You're wrong because you can't say that about the Bible. You can't say that about you. How dare, like, you're wrong because how dare you? That's what it is, you know. But they have this like backwards way of thinking where like everything just is, I don't know, like Jesus just is always awesome no matter what. Jesus says everything that Jesus said is amazing and incredible. And it's like the only way that you can actually buy that is if you start with that as your premise that you refuse to question throughout the rest of your goddamn life. You just never can go, hold on, maybe Jesus wasn't super awesome about literally everything. Otherwise, they're just looking at any stupid bullshit that he says. And he's like, this is the most incredible thing ever, man. It's so good. The meek will inherit the earth. You know, that's brilliant stuff right there, man. How did he know that stuff about the meek and inheriting the way? That's crazy. That's great. It's so true too, man. It's beautiful. I just love that Jesus guy, man. He's so good.
His angels with a loud trumpet call. They will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. From the fig tree, learn the lesson. As soon as its branches become tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So also, when you see all of these things, you know that he is near at the very gates. For truly I tell you, this generation will not pass away until all of these things have taken place. So Jesus, on at least 3 different occasions, says he's coming back within their lifetime.
Watcher, which part do you think Justin's wrong on? Give us zone in and give us the direct part.
He was wrong on all of that, but I would specifically say when Christ predicted that there are some standing here, right?
That
Peter, James, and John, when they went up on the Mount of Transfiguration, was the fulfillment of that is prophecy.
Okay, this is like the 4th time, I swear, that I've heard that exact response. And that sounds so disjointed to me. It's not even funny. Like, how the hell do you get from, hey, some of you won't taste death to and be like, well, some of them did see him transmutate into whatever the fuck. How the fuck? So what? Does that mean they're not going to die now? Because they saw the trans, whatever the fuck it was called, transubstantiation or whatever the fuck. Like, does that mean anything? Why the hell is that somehow the argument constantly for the fourth time now?
Wrong. Wrong again. So this is where reading comprehension is important, because when he went on the mountain, first of all, he didn't come. It says in the passage, if you read carefully, it says the Son of Man is to come with his angels in the glory of his Father. When he went on the mountain, did he come with the angels and the glory of his Father and repay everybody for their deeds?
No.
That's what it says.
So then Jesus is wrong. How dare you? Can't say that. Remember we said you can't say bad stuff about Jesus.
It says the Son of Man will come with his angels and the glory of his Father, and then he will repay everybody for what has been done.
Everything.
So if that didn't happen, what that means is that the prediction didn't get fulfilled in the transfiguration, which means the next verse doubles down on it when it says, truly I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
Right. So
coming in the kingdom entails that you're coming from somewhere. Where is he coming from?
Heaven. Just like
I see. Okay. Now I see how you got that. I was like, what the hell are you guys responding to? Okay. And it's this one. This is the claim. That was me. Atheism has not been proven true. Okay. I don't know how you prove not believing in something. I mean, yeah, because it's a state of not believing in a God. So I don't know what you mean. It's so weird when they use the word true with that. Like, atheism is true if, and it's just like, dude, it's just not believing in a God. Which, and exactly, you don't prove negatives, first of all. But like, couldn't you say the same thing about like leprechauns? It hasn't been proven that there's no leprechaun. Prove it. Prove there's not any leprechauns existing. Like, how would you do that? Well, what would the criteria be? How would you do it? Because but a lot of times what ends up happening is there's no evidence. And if there isn't evidence that something is true, it's not saying that it's definitely false, but there's no reason to believe that it's true. And that's kind of where we're at with the whole God belief thing. I'm not convinced that it's true, because we don't have good reason to think so. And y'all are bad at this too. I feel like that I feel like should account for more than that should equal out a lot of the evidence. Actually, have you seen some of y'all arguing? I mean, listen to this guy. His whole argument is, you can't say that. You can't say that about my Jesus. How dare you? I'll fall like you are going to be in hell so hard. You are going to be burnt. Like, it's going to be so bad for you. There's going to be shark monster creatures, like street shark demons. It'll bite you. Yeah, you'll see.
There you go. Yeah. And when he went up on the mountain, he didn't come from heaven. He just walked up a mountain. This passage is quite clear. It's literally identical to what he says in chapter 25, verse 31. If you go to Matthew 25, 31, he tells you exactly what it means to come in.
Okay, I think you're having a stroke, dude. You okay? You're not even saying words that are coherent anymore. So can you rephrase, please, the way person? Because I don't have any idea what you're even thinking that you're communicating from that sentence.
The glory of the Father with all of the angels. Again, I know you haven't read it, so I'll read it for you. So he describes it for you. It says, when the Son of Man comes in his glory with all the angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory.
You don't want to listen.
What's it mean when God says he's coming with all the angels?
Coming with all the messengers of God. Angels are messengers.
To do what? To do what?
That's what I was doing the other night. coming with all the angels. Okay.
Judgment, to enact judgment.
And that's
we got a little orgy. Sometimes we're like, you want to have an orgy? And my old lady's like, let's do it. Call up all the orgy, but they only come over for orgies too. I'm starting to think that that's like the only reason they come over. Because, I asked them over for game night. No, nothing. But orgy, boom, right here, right then. The fuck?
What he said in Matthew 16 he was doing. He said he's coming with the angels to repay everybody for their deeds. And he said there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, which never actually happened. Peter, James, and John didn't see the Son of Man coming with all the angels to judge mankind, did they?
They did.
No, they didn't.
The glory of God.
No, they didn't.
They did. Yes,
so
they did.
As long as you just make words not mean words anymore, which is so funny that they constantly have to do this. Well, as long as I can point to the transubstantiation thing, and then that can be that they were seeing is. So that's the argument, is that they saw him do that stuff because they were in a magical trance, almost like it makes me think of like what the hell is that movie with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but the one with the God Planet guy. Remember, his dad was like the God Planet, and remember he was like, I'm going to show you what it's like to be a god, and he goes boom, and his eyes like turn white, and he's got like galaxies in his eyes and everything. I feel like that's what this guy's like picturing when he's picturing that whole scenario of the Jesus doing whatever the hell Jesus did. That made everybody. What was the thing again? What is it called? Like transubstantiation? Is that the right word? And he just like morphed and stuff, right? And just turned into a bunch of people or something. Did he make galaxies show up? I don't know what he did there.
He told me that the coming in Matthew 16 is coming from heaven. In Matthew 17, when the transfiguration happens, where does he come from? Does he come from heaven?
It was a vision.
I didn't ask you that. In Matthew 17, when Jesus walks up that mountain, is he coming from heaven?
What?
Silence is fucking deafening right now.
Yeah.
Did he come from?
That's typically that's their best arguments too. Is the silence there? Hold on. What is it? Agnostic atheism. I'm hiding in the mud. Okay. I mean, but you understand what that is, right? Like, because people that are like not claiming knowledge also still don't believe in a God. So they, you understand why it's the same thing, right? Like, it's not. Still got to demonstrate that your shit is true. Either way, whether they're agnostic or atheist or agnostic atheist, still got to prove shit to them. So it doesn't really matter that you don't like the label.
From heaven or not?
Did he come from heaven? Yes, he did come from heaven.
No, he didn't. He walked up from the base of the mountain. Tried again. Did he come from heaven or did he come from the base of the mountain?
How did he get on the earth?
He walked up the mountain. Try to focus. We're on chapter 17 with the transfiguration. He walked up the mountain. He says he's coming from heaven. In the next chapter, he's not coming from heaven. He's coming from the base of the mountain.
Yeah, you're cooked. That's why you won't let me speak. You're cooked.
I'm letting you speak. I'm not letting you speak over me, and there is a difference. If you had learned any manners, you would know that speaking over somebody isn't the best way to have dialogue with them.
I agree, sir. Excuse me. I apologize for speaking over you because I agree with that.
Watcher, you said you'd not read the Bible fully, which I'm sure all three of us appreciate your honesty there. Do you read the Bible at home, or do you predominantly get it from the church? And I'm asking this for a specific reason, because most churches, most Catholic and apostolic churches, if I can speak, follow a 3-year liturgical calendar, where they don't read the entire Bible. What they do is they follow seasons and go through certain teachings, and then after a 3-year cycle, repeat those teachings. So when you go to church, you don't get the full Bible. What you get is this prescribed things, and it's probably largely because
sounds like it's trying to do the transcendental. argument. Y'all, did Jay Dyer send y'all back? That dude constantly sends people to me. Jay, leave us alone over here, okay? Y'all are weird. I don't like your mustache, and you have a weird obsession with the 70s. You should get over it. Like, weirder than mine. And I'm into punk and shit. Okay, mine actually makes sense. Miami Vice. Get the fuck out of here. What are you even doing? Weirdo. He literally has like a white suit that he pulls up the sleeves. Like, you know, Chandler and Ross in the past. That's a deep cut. You know, 2 or 3 people got it. But yeah, he's trying to do the like, because they're like, what is even like, what do you mean by ground logic? It's like, because that's what they got to do. They got to play these games. With yeah, so here it is. What the fuck does ground logic mean? Yeah, he's trying to basically wreck the basis of like what is needed for having any kind of debate about anything existing at all, and acting like those don't work without their conclusion, their God. So they're just trying to act like their God, which is their conclusion, the thing that they are trying to convince you of, just already exists and you can't do anything about it. I win. It's a game of I win. And you're like, why though? Because I win. Because logic is God. Boom. Done. What? Prove that logic isn't logical with logic. Oh, you can't do it. Yeah. God. Boom. Nailed it. Man, I'm good at this.
Because some of the stuff in there is horrific and they don't want you to know it. Do you predominantly get what you know of from the Bible, from your church and in your community, church community, and Bible readings recommended by the church? Or do you do independent Bible readings? There isn't a right or wrong answer to this, by the way. I'm just interested.
I primarily go to the source, the Bible itself, and then I rely on prayer in my Bible study.
Okay, so how do you choose which parts to read then? When you go to
I
the
read it
Bible
all.
itself?
I read it all.
But you've just told us you haven't read it all. You probably haven't.
I know. And like I said, because I know there's parts that I have missed or I haven't got at, but I am focused.
Maybe you shouldn't live by in accordance to a book that you haven't even read the whole thing and stuff, you know? Because then here's what can happen. Since somebody else and a lot of others, somebody else's do this quite a bit. Somebody else can tell you how to live your life because you have already told everybody that you're going to live according to a book that you don't even know what the fuck it said. And they go, oh, I actually do know what that book says. And it says, no, Jesus says right here, you got to dance like a chicken. You got to do it. Otherwise you hate God. Go. Like, hey, you're not dancing for like a chicken for me. This is from God, bro. Do it. Repent for not doing it up until now, and then dance like a chicken the rest of your life. Do it.
Since I was 10 years old to now, I just turned 59 in December. I'm in my 60th year, and I have been reading. I continue to read the Bible. And
no, that was the lady. Who's the person on the left? And what the hell is she doing there? Why is she still? Why is there a slot for her on the screen? No, that was the lady that was talking a minute ago. That's so funny. Yeah, she was. Remember, I was complaining that it was just two faces, and no, it's like they heard me through the video and popped up her picture there, and now she's not talking anymore. And so you're like, what the hell is even happening? That's funny. Yeah, I guess she doesn't have a camera or something today.
Make that my primary focus, along with prayer for understanding.
I appreciate that. I want to bring Thinker in.
There she is. You hear her? That was her.
Go on, Thinker.
Yeah, I do have a question. The reason you're reading the Bible is because you believe that this God wants you to be a good person?
No, because right? I believe that God sent Jesus as the light into a dark world of ignorance and blindness that we're in. That's why I saw the light.
Okay, cool. The blindness.
Yeah, you got to cut him off. You got to cut him off right away. He was just about to he's already just stuck in script brain where he's just repeating things that, I believe Jesus is light in an ignorant world. Everybody's, bad or ignorant because not, without Jesus. It's means nothing. None of that means anything.
And the ignorance is not good, but your God wants you to not be blind, not be ignorant, and that's good.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so if we go back to the beginning of the story, because like I find that a lot of y'all kind of like stick to this Adam and Eve story because it's the beginning of your so-called self-deprivation that y'all do to yourself on a daily. What
they do. They hate themselves.
What I would like to know is, okay, so the thing that helps you be this good person and not be blind and all that is you're able to look and say, if I kill someone, that's evil, right? That's morally evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I slap someone, if I like beat my wife, that's morally evil.
Mm-hmm.
If I see someone hurt on the side of the road and they need, medical attention, and I call the ambulance for them, that is morally good.
Yes.
I find it interesting that a God who, in the beginning of his creation, commanded his humans that he created not to gain that type of knowledge. Like when that God says, don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is symbolic for gaining this moral conscience, with, gaining this knowledge, this ability to rationalize, to be prudent, to, have wisdom in situations like that. He commands his first creation not to gain that knowledge. And then he tells them, if you gain a moral conscience, you'll die. Do you die today from knowing that it is morally evil to kill another person? Or do you think that's what actually sustains life?
It is weird, honestly, when you look. I mean, and of course, like that story was kind of like taken from other ancient stories from that, not totally, not word for word, but like that concept, the in the beginning God made the heavens and the earth, whenever that was like, and it was almost like a different kind of God or whatever than the other gods that were kind of understood at that time, because it was ex nihilo, and it was sort of understood that, like, which means out of nothing, but it was kind of understood that like most of the other gods that they believed in at the time, which they did believe in other gods when they wrote the Old Testament, they were not demons or whatever. Like they try to retrofit demons in the place of all the other gods in the Old Testament, but that's not really how it was. But anyway, it's a different type of God. But it is strange the way that that God was like, hold on, I don't want you to know that doing good stuff is good. I kind of like it morally weird like you are right now. They don't know shit. I could probably convince them that owning humans as property is actually a good thing, and you could beat them. Just don't knock out their teeth or eyes. They need those to see to work and to chew, because then you need food, and if they don't have food, they can't really do the work. That's more for practical purposes, but everything else is good. Because like that, why would you withhold that concept from them? And it almost seems like, which is really weird, that they want to be able to implant their own version of what is right and wrong, and their own version of what is right and wrong is just loyalty, which is what you're seeing here. This guy is just obsessed with loyalty. He doesn't know what is right and wrong. He just knows that he's supposed to say the things he's supposed to say because he's loyal to the religion of his whatever, of his belief system, whatever, which is probably the religion of his parents' belief system. And that's what he's supposed to do because that's how he was raised. And his parents raised him that way because that's what they were supposed to do, and so on and so forth, ad nauseum.
The knowledge that he didn't want us to gain was the knowledge of suffering. That's what he didn't want us to
It's not the tree of suffering. He did not say, do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of suffering. He says, do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
God caused the suffering on purpose because they got the knowledge. It was the knowledge, and then God did the suffering part. And he's like, that's what he was trying to protect them from. That's the thing he did specifically to them.
And then when they ate from that tree, it says their eyes were opened. They had a conscious awakening, like a moral conscious awakening.
You know, like at the end of Fight Club. You know what I mean? Right?
They knew good and they knew evil. It's not the doing of good and evil.
They already knew. They only had good in the beginning before disobedience. The knowledge.
No, it doesn't say that.
They didn't have either.
It doesn't say that.
They didn't have either. That's the point. Is that they didn't have either. They wouldn't even understand what good and evil even are. That's the whole thing. And so when they ate that, then they had the knowledge of it. So they didn't even know they were doing something wrong. This was Sidney Davis Jr.'s point. Because they didn't even know that they were doing anything wrong. And then they got blamed, and their entire species and the planet that they're on gets cursed because they did something wrong, even though they didn't know that that was a fucking concept.
What they had was a naked. Let me finish, please. What they had was a naked conscience. Like it literally says they were naked and they were not ashamed.
Nice.
And in the Hebrew, that word for naked is an idiom for the word oron, which describes the serpent's knowledge, the serpent's wisdom. So they lacked the wisdom that the serpent had. And they were not ashamed. So we're talking amoral humans at best who were not ashamed. And what I'm hearing you say is that you prefer God who prefers a world with humans who lack morality.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. That's such a good one. So you better watch out. Okay. People get really angry about other languages. So don't do it. Okay. 20 minutes in the middle of a Super Bowl. They decided to get their own 20 minutes in between the Super Bowl because of all that not understanding stuff that's going on. Just losing their minds. Like, we need our own. I can't handle that much Spanish for that long.
And they're not ashamed, which is that's what you're saying, because that's what this God commanded his humans not to acquire. And it's interesting to me that today, let me finish. You don't know what that word means, so you should probably stop trying to use it. What is interesting to me is it's interesting.
Oh, he does not like to be talked down by a woman, no less. Oh my God. How dare you?
To me, that the God that you believe you serve today wants you to have that knowledge, wants you to.
No, he didn't want me to suffer.
Can you stop? Can you stop?
Stop what?
Can you stop?
Stop what?
He didn't want me to. He's like, he didn't want me to suffer. Yet he's the one who literally caused all the suffering. And then 9 times out of 10, when I'm having any kind of like objective morality debate or conversation with any of these people, they manage to make suffering just act like that's not even part of the conversation, because they can just be like, oh no, suffering's not bad. What? Don't you suffer when you work out? See, suffering's good. And I'm serious. They like use that as an argument as to like, I'm like, okay, well, most people think that suffering's bad and causing that unnecessarily for other people is wrong. And they're like, nah, that'll base me. I'm just loyal to whatever I think my religion is. That's it. That's what right and wrong is to me. Is it my religion, loyalty to my religion? That's right. And everything else is wrong.
What am I just responding to what you're saying?
I don't think you have. I don't think you have this knowledge because you don't know how to have a civil conversation and not interrupt people while they're talking. Like maybe you need to go into the garden and eat from the tree.
The tree of shutting the fuck up. Yeah, go eat from that tree, bucko.
You're like naked, conscious, leaning on your God's understanding right now. And honestly, like that's the mindset that this God wanted his humans to have. And when a human lacks morality, then you see evilness. When a human lacks knowledge and they're ignorant, this is where evilness lives, because ignorance breeds violence.
Yeah, Sure does. So it doesn't bother me. I enjoyed that chat. Okay, well, it's good. So you're not. But it did anger a lot of people for some reason. My only complaint, and I mean this, I would have liked a translation thing. Was there like live streams of the Super Bowl with the translations up there? Because I was trying to find that for about 20 minutes, about as long as the thing lasted. But yeah, not exactly my jam of music, but it was fun. I think they did a great job. But I only listen to like one kind of music, and it's the same kind of music I've listened to since I was 13. So
ignorance breeds rudeness. Like it's interesting to me that this same God is wanting you to be this, light of the world.
He is the light of the world.
I didn't say him.
Wow, he's not even listening. No, he is though, but he's the light of the world. That wasn't what my point. Wow. Okay.
Pardon?
Watcher, you said that the God didn't want us to suffer. Do you think that God is all powerful and all knowing and all loving? Then do you believe in that God?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So if it's all powerful, do you think that he could create any universe he wanted to create? Any number of an infinite number of universes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think in one of these universes that he could have possibly created, he could have created one of these universes, and in that universe, Adam and Eve did not commit original sin. They freely used their choice not to commit sin.
I guess.
Oh, you've been put on a list now, okay? Using that non-English on the internet. They got AI now to comb through this stuff. You're going to have ICE agents at your door within a minute. They're there. They're already there right now. You're getting the knock. I can feel it. I can feel the knock you just got.
Kind of my pay grade, but yes, go ahead.
If that's the case then, and God could create any universe he wanted to, and he could have created one where there was no original sin by Adam and Eve using their free will.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he create one where there was suffering? If he's all-knowing and he knows all outcomes before they're going to happen in every universe that he could have possibly made, why would he make one where there is suffering, where he knows there's going to be suffering?
Yeah, I said, okay. So he said, the real issue is interpreting Genesis, literally rather than metaphorically, a la Joseph Campbell. He saw it as a metaphor for the transition from our ancestral apes into higher human consciousness. Yeah, I mean, I was taught that it was literal. I feel like if you read it with any kind of honesty, without that put on you, because a lot of times, again, your family sort of decides whether or not you take it literally. And a lot of times they tell you not to think and not to question it and not to think for yourself at all. But I feel like if you don't have that pressure on your head there, then I feel like you have to see that it's metaphorical. It's a poem. It's so clearly a poem. It's written in like stanzas almost. Like it's written like a poem, or like whatever they would have thought poems were back then. On the first day, it's like a song. It's like written like a song. On the first day of Christmas, it's like it literally functions that way, like a piece of art, spoken art. But there's a lot of people that, but the other problem is though, if you want to take it that way and say, look, if we're gonna, you can interpret this in a non-literal way and go, okay, how do we tell the difference? Because then you kind of presents a problem as like, okay, sometimes you can say that the Bible is literal, other times you could say it's metaphorical, and it seems to like be random. There's no actual criteria to be able to demonstrate that something is literal versus metaphorical. And, and this is just kind of decide based on whatever your doctrine is. And you're like, well, my doctrine said that I'm supposed to think this is literal, but that's metaphorical, and whether or not you're a Calvinist or and all that other stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. When you start interpreting this stuff, in those ways to make it align with science, because that's what you're saying is that like, oh, he interpreted it in a way that allowed for our our discoveries of science to influence his beliefs about it, and said it's all cool still, but it's like he wouldn't have thought that prior to us discovering evolution. But what were you saying? There's a better episode of AXP that addresses Genesis, Atheist Experience 2136 with Trace. Oh my God, you're going back, bro. And Mitchell Diamond. All right, do you get? Yeah, I actually want to do some throwbacks sometime. Maybe we can hit that up next time, because I do actually like do what we did when Ray Comfort called a little bit ago. That shit was funny. But yeah, let's keep going. It's getting spicy. Richard's about to bounce.
When he doesn't want us to suffer. Don't you think that's a bit of a contradiction?
I think it's a lack of our full understanding. There's much that we don't understand.
That's the other one. See, it's amazing. And see, that's right there what he just said. Hey, there's a lot we just don't understand here. Okay. We don't have the mind of God. That's the words that come out of people's mouths when they've had their spirit broken and basically made to feel shame for asking any kind of questions. And the answer they got was, what, do you think you're smarter than God? Stop. No more question. And it's like that broken spirit leads to being able to just say, hey, well, we can't know stuff. Sometimes it's just things we just can't know. And it's like so clearly a manipulation. This dude has had his brain like just put through the religion blender and back again.
Why do you think it's a lack of understanding? I've just walked you through it and you've agreed to it.
See,
no, I'm just saying in general, there's a great gap in our understanding of all that there is.
It's just so much bigger than our ability to understand it, which is why we just got to decide the stuff that doesn't make sense is fine.
Okay, where's this gap in understanding in that process I've just walked you through? Because you agreed that God was all-knowing, so he knows all future events. You agreed he could make any universe he wanted to because he's all-powerful. So in every possible universe, he knows all future events that are going to transpire. And you agreed that he could have made a universe where Adam and Eve, using their free will, did not sin. So in that particular universe, sin would not have occurred. There would be no suffering. And yet at the same time, he's made a universe where suffering does exist. And
it's a given. Like suffering doesn't not only just like exist, it's a given. Like you are absolutely, it doesn't matter who you are going to experience suffering in this life. It's guaranteed, especially once you start getting up in age. That's when it really kicks in, right before that non-existence thing that everybody's so scared of.
Then you're saying that he doesn't want suffering to exist. Well, we've just walked through an example where we could have created an alternative universe where there was no suffering. So why did he do that? Why is that contradiction there?
Suffering has a purpose. Suffering has a purpose. That is good.
That doesn't answer the question, because you said God didn't want us to suffer.
Now you're just literally like doubling down on your own contradiction. Now, see what I was saying before, that they can manage to like take the suffering out. No, suffering's good. It's just like when you work out. You suffer when you work out, and then you're better afterwards from it. Like that's when they switched to this. And now his whole thing was, no, God didn't want you to suffer, and that's why he didn't want her to bite the apple. That he left the demon, the snake demon, on the planet with the lady that doesn't know the difference between good and evil, to talk to her and influence her. But as he said, he didn't want her to bite the apple because then we would suffer. And yet now suffering is good. It's actually suffering's good. It has a purpose. Something. What the fuck? Make up your mind, man.
That's true. Also,
Suffering has a purpose.
Actually,
suffering has a purpose.
Without contradiction, without contradiction, they're both true. Without contradiction,
they're not true. It is a contradiction. So, if God doesn't want us to suffer, that's different than God purposing us to suffer to learn something, right? If God purposed the suffering for us to learn, that means He wants us to suffer. One of those two can't be true.
To learn righteousness. He wants us to learn righteousness and suffering.
Okay, so He wants us to suffer.
He wants us to learn to do what is right.
By suffering is through the suffering that you said that He was trying to get us to not feel.
It means He wants us to suffer.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Like, are the angels righteous?
It's a constant, like, snake eating its own tail of logic, just crashing into the other logic. It's amazing. It's just their logic constantly eats itself. They will say something and then literally say the opposite of the something they just said seconds later. And you can rewind the tape and show them. You just said the opposite of this a second ago. Like, it's cool. My worldview doesn't have to be consistent. Right? I believe in magic. Okay. We can think whatever we want when you believe in magic. It's cool. You should try it.
It's like, I don't want my sons and daughters.
Did the angels have to suffer? I'm confused. Are the angels, the angels live with Him in His house, right? They wherever He is, they have His name written inside of Him. Like, He trusts them, right?
Angels are just like you and I.
This is how I know you lied when you said you read the Bible. Like, do you not know that your God said that He has angels who has His name written inside of them? They carry His name in.
What? I don't remember that. I need to read this Bible thing more. What? There's a part where they say God ripped open the angels and wrote stuff inside of them and then put them back together and then made it so they didn't even know that had happened. What? Okay, I added a lot, but they wrote His name inside of them. Fucking weird.
I'm one of them. I carry His name inside of me.
What?
Sure you are. The angels that live in the
Sure you are. Sure you are. Yeah, buddy. You got it.
House with your God, He trusts them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well.
So that means that they're righteous. So did they have to suffer? Like, did they have to go through the suffering?
I don't know.
The answer is no. The answer is no.
Yeah.
Right? And that means that your God.
I haven't, okay, that's funny because that was like one of the other things I was going to do today. Did anyone see Pam Bondi freak out today in the hearings? Good to have some fun in all the awfulness. Yeah, I was actually thinking like in a couple of minutes, I would go just scan through for like the last 20 minutes of our stream here and see, I haven't watched them yet. But I was thinking of just, reacting live and just seeing what comes up because I saw she was trending and I was like, oh, because of those damn hearings or whatever. But yeah, well, maybe we'll check it out in just a sec.
Can create beings, right? In your worldview, your God can create what He wants. So this whole idea of He wants us to learn righteousness. If He wanted you to be righteous, then He'd have just created you righteous. He wants you to suffer. This is why He did in the story. Hold on, I'm talking. In the story, He says, don't gain a moral conscience because I want to use your ass to do my dirty work.
Oh. Don't you dare make God say naughty words like ass. Don't do it.
This story is...
Hold on. What was I saying? This is essentially the supernatural is essentially irrelevant when it comes to Christian theology, especially in the way that I've heard many atheists define the term today. Outside of natural cause it. Are you doing that thing? Like, what do you mean? It's like, it is the problem. Because we say like, oh, you believe in stuff that couldn't happen. And they go, but magic. Remember, like, magic is like a central tenet of my entire belief system. So what are you talking about? All the nonsensical things all of a sudden make sense now because I believe that nonsense makes sense. And then you look at us and go, what are you not getting? That we are, clearly we believe in things that don't make sense, yet we get to act like it does because magic. That's what you're saying, basically. Right? Jeez Louise. All right, let's I'm gonna let her finish her point here, and then we'll take a look at some of these clips.
Symbolic or allegorical for powerful systems here on the earth, right? There are people who use minds like yours to perpetuate and do fuck shit. And this is why we see genocide. This is why we see men willing to beat their wives because they believe that they were made from dirt and they have dominion on the earth and women have to submit. Y'all believe these stories and you keep so-called women in line because powerful men want to always control things.
True. Yeah. I feel like she's right about all this stuff. Deviant said, angels are just like you and me. Eyes all over the place, spinning wheels and flames and wings and tentacles with even more eyes. But you need some serious professional help. You don't see everybody having eyes and tentacles, right? I don't. How many eyes do I have right now? Okay. Are there any on my wings? And I need you to be honest. Okay. Don't try to guess what I'm like hoping you'll say. All right. Ruin the experiment. Right. All right. Let's take a look.
This is exactly the way what your God wants. Your God wants you to suffer. Your God does not want you to reach the so-called American dream. Doesn't want you to be wealthy because then you won't need the God. Then you'll know that you are like the God. And if God wanted righteous,
he's gone. He is falling silent. He's doing some thinking. Sounds like
righteous beings, he'd have created it.
What you got?
Well, we were created righteous, but we went wayward. We went our own way. We went our own way. Wordly. We didn't listen to his instructions. So,
Ember, what's up, Ember? How we doing? So, wait, are you all not bundles of eyes and tentacles? What the fuck? Hold on.
Well, you said he wanted this. You said he wanted this, though. You said this is what he wanted to teach you to be righteous.
He doesn't want us to be unrighteous. He wants us to be righteous.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, did anybody say you wanted us to be unrighteous? Nobody. Who are you arguing with, dude? At this point, like, he doesn't even, like, just all of his script. He's running out of script. He feels like he's at some kind of, what do you call it? Those call places, the call centers, and he's just flipping through. I don't got a response for that. Hold on. Where's yeah, there's nothing in your script about that. Now you're just saying we're saying stuff that we're not saying. It's really weird.
You're actually double.
But all right, here, I do want to get through a couple of these Pam bodies, but let me see here. Hold on a second. We'll put that back up. But until then, or while we're looking for it, y'all should go get an epic fucking water filter. That's right. At epicfuckingwaterfilters.com. That's minus the fucking. Yeah, you can fuck if you want, but never mind. Epicwaterfilters.com. Use code EMBER15. Okay. Stop buying water bottles. The plastic's getting all over the place. There's a water bottle island in the ocean. Okay. And you can do your part to get rid of that water bottle island by using Ember's code when you buy water filters. And I think you get a cup and stuff too, right? You get a cup? I don't know that right now. either way, just get one of the metal bottles and then you can refill it. But get the Epic water filters at epicwaterfilters.com. Enter code EMBER15. All right. Back to the fun stuff, you know. Oh, also, if you, I love how it's like labeled. Here's where the shared media goes, right here. Chat's down there. Look at that. Look, here it is. Oh, it's already on it. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. All right, we're going to go to see, look, Pam Bondi. Wait, can everybody see it? Okay, you can. So Pam Bondi is trending, and she is this lady right here who has 2 different accounts, one of which she looks very professional, and then the other one, she's just got a white background, like she's doing glamour shots, and like a real, like, you know, wish.com glamour shots or something. But here we go. All right, so this one is that Brian Krasenstein. I said it right. Pam Bondi appears to have just committed a federal crime by lying under oath. And I do got to say, I love some of the...
It's done. There is no...
Some of the just putting her down, you know? It just feels good. Finally, somebody can say something to right-wingers when they can't shout over you or whatever.
Evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaim my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Chairman, please stop the clock. Stop the clock.
The legislation. This is
time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay.
This is so weird.
I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said
that almost sounded fake, dude. Don't you ever say I'm committing crimes. Like, sounds like a bad soap opera, dude.
Said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell. So should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
I love this. They just are really, I think they're really enjoying just getting this to yell at this lady and this whole administration. Because I mean, when she gets up there, that's all she's doing is like PR for the Republican Party, just constant. It's amazing. It's like they're just stuck in like, I have to say things up that are good about Trump. I have to say Trump, good things, Trump. Like that's it. That's all they can do. That's all their brain does. It's incredible.
So there are multiple administration officials, including Howard Lutnick, Elon Musk, who served as the appointee for the Doge efforts in the White House. We know that the Secretary of Navy. We know that Steve Bannon. We know that there are more than 36 associates, family members. And
Steve Bannon just looks like I don't know if you've ever seen what Steve Bannon looks like, but just picture, the bug from Men in Black, the first movie, and then also picture it being a PDF file. That's him. That's the image. That is, you've got it. You don't even need to look at what he actually looks like, because you're looking at it in your brain right now.
Members and individuals directly associated with Donald Trump named in those files. Now, There are now at least 9 or 10 other countries across the world that have opened investigations or forced their leaders to step down because of their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein. And the United States government is engaged in an active cover-up of the largest sex trafficking scandal and influence peddling scandal in the history of the United States, and Donald Trump is right at the center of it. So there are multiple
it's crazy that I don't know how they're doing this, too. There are so many. If you like go and like look at, hold on, let me see if we can do it for a second, because it's bizarre. Look at the comments. The comments are so freaking weird. It's like, wow, they're just so goddamn delusional. Okay, they're like, oh, the Clintons invited Epstein to the White House 17 times. But Democrats think the guy that kicked Epstein out of his country club is the pedo. Ridiculous. Here's a Clinton address. We're transphobic. Okay. Jesus Christ. She better have proof, or I hope they sue her into oblivion. So there's like, please sue everybody that says that Trump is like in the center of the Epstein files, which is like literally demonstrative. Holy shit. This does not get any more demonstrated to be the case, you know. And Clintons, fuck the Clintons. Get rid of them, you know. I don't care. Throw away the key. Hey, Bree, what's up? I didn't see you come in. What's going on? But yeah, fuck, I don't care. It's so weird when they like throw out a name like Clinton's. Like we're like, oh man, you got me. You got me. I am required by my beliefs that I can never criticize Clinton, and I have to think all positive thoughts about him at all times. So you got me. I don't even the cognitive dissonance right now. It's just killing me. But no, dude, that's you guys. You're the ones that live your lives like that. We don't. And mainly it seems like because they hijacked the minds of people that basically did exactly what I just said with the Bible, where they're just like, I believe that in perpetuity, I will just always decide the things that Christians are supposed to always decide, you know, and that just is whatever, you know, and Republic, because it's all about loyalty to their belief systems and not about any kind of internally consistent model of right and wrong. It's all just loyalty. That's why it was so easy for him to hijack that. He could so easily hijack the loyalty that people have to Christianity and Jesus and then just make it political. They were already kind of doing that anyway with the family and all that shit and abortion and all that type of bullshit. But, you know, what is it you say you do here? I protect pedophiles. Nice. So why are you laying it all on Bonnie? Going back a few decades, a lot of people lied. Why are you laying it all on Bondi and Patel? That's what I'm saying, dude. They're just like, oh yeah, ooh, I didn't. Ooh. Look at hold on. Latest emails from Epstein files reveal Bill Gates, Epstein, and Barry Joseph's son discussed how to get rid of poor people, with speculation that oh my God, shut the we're a way to do. Shut up. Oh my God, these people are stupid. Wow. Yeah, the vaccines that have been demonstrated to like help and not help, but like just are so unbelievably effective. And not just the COVID one, but like there's a bunch of mRNA. Oh, wow. God damn, these people are stupid. What are you saying? But it's like burn the entire system down. It's not saying burn it all down. Let them break everything. We'll pick up the pieces. It'll be fine. After all the people have, you know, burned everything, we'll have some ashes so we can really kick ass in after that. So you want them to crash the global economy, or should we bring it out in stages? What? Where are the names that are supposed to? It's just like it's just this like And I start to wonder, I'm like, are these people real? Are these even real people? Because I know that's like a big like Twitter trick, is to have a bunch of bots saying what Republicans want them to say so that Republicans feel like they are right, because look at all the people say that things I think, but they're just bots half the time. Anyway, I was thinking we'd have like more insane comments. I feel like the last time I saw a bunch more. Pam Bondi read the Epstein files and still says that absolutely no prosecutions can happen. Want to know why? Because she's in on it. You don't say. Here's her with Keith Frankel. I knew it. Here, we'll watch them.
Oh, hi, Pam Bondi. What are you doing with Keith Frankel? I have a couple questions for you, Pam.
No.
How much were the acting lessons? Do the Epstein victims that you cried with know that you're friends with Keith Frankel?
It's funny she said the acting lessons, because like it really did sound just a minute ago. She sounded like a soap opera actress, you know, like she's in, and not even like a Melrose Place nighttime soap, you know. No, I'm talking daytime shit. I'm talking like the newest one that they keep on changing the slot because the show never gets watched by anybody, so they keep switching it, hoping like a bad restaurant in a bad area of town that just keeps on cycling through these. But that's that soap opera. That's the one she came from.
Why was Keith Frankel and Jeffrey Epstein talking about body boxes on February 10th, 2010? You've read the files, so I'm sure you can tell us. If Jeffrey Epstein was such a monster, Pam, how come Keith went to his house so many times? One thing that was mentioned in the Epstein files is
she said she's Canadian. She just said hosts, like how Kip Davis says it. Yeah.
Children being trafficked out of Ukraine. Keith Frankel and his family run a children's home that takes children out of Ukraine. You need to cut the shit, Pam. You need to cut the shit.
That's the thing that really, like, honestly, like, freaks me out. It's like they're literally in the business. We figured out they're like have this section, and they're literally in the biggest business of kidnapping and deporting people and detaining people that remarkably managed to go missing a lot. And it's like, are they unaliving these people, or are they selling them into sex life? I don't know. It's like, this is insane.
Conspirators have you indicted?
If I'm not sure.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer.
Answer my question. No, I'm going to answer the question. What?
Answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs
Reclaiming
to
my time.
the time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
My time.
I think it's very interesting.
And you can
When
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they
Reclaiming my time,
indicted,
Mr.
the
Chairman.
president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock
did.
and stop the
he
clock and
indicted.
restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Maybe we'll get
theatrics.
45
And
seconds,
I am
Mr. Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch.
Trying so hard to like be saying coherent propaganda talking points as everybody else is talking, and you can hear her like getting messed up. The question is, I'm just gonna do it anyway. What?
Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you, because we saw what you did in the Senate.
Lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
I tell you. No, I tell you. You don't tell me. Hold on, I gotta hear that again. I don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you, because we saw what you did in the Senate.
Lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
45 seconds.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you, because we saw what you did in the Senate.
Lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
You're not even a lawyer. Got him. Nailed it. Yeah. Not even a lawyer. That was awesome. I did that. I came up with that on my own. Yeah, that was pretty good. I had it written down on my hand. for later. I know it's pretty good. His arms crossed. Who the hell sits like that? Is he like in a pout? Is that the Trump pout? Because it's like it looks like a toddler doing the pout. No, are you kidding me? Oh, it's of course some weirdo AI'd in front of a hanging flag. So we know what he's gonna sound like. Pam Bondi just dropped truth bombs, bro. If we prosecute everybody in the Epstein file, the whole system will collapse. That's why the client list stays hidden, names stay redacted, and no high-profile arrests happen. The elites protect their own, even if it means shielding those and blackmailers. America first means full exposure. Oh, God. Wait, so this dude's actually a MAGA person that wants the high-profile people held accountable? Because that would include Trump. Release every name, no matter how many dominoes fall. Yeah, not going to happen, dude. Drop fire if you want the truth, no matter how ugly. I'm an atheist, dude. That's my whole business. You know? That's like my whole bag. It's just ugly truth all over the fucking place. There's not a single thing I want to believe that I do. Just, you know, just stuff. What? Like DOJ when the government officials are harming children. What? Where are we at? DOJ when someone makes a paperwork error purchasing a firearm. Because it's talking about Hunter Biden. Which, goddamn, I remember Hunter Biden. Man, those are the good old days, right? Damn. I forgot how much that dude did not matter about anything at all. And we still managed to have to be arguing for whether or not he actually did do the crack with the hooker and everything. And the ironic part is all the hookers and everybody that like ever interacted with that guy said he was great. You know, said he was a chill dude. He just liked crack and hooker, you know. And they made that like it was the worst thing. But all the ladies, they were all of age. You know, it's because of the crack. You know, that's a post high school thing. You know what I mean? Like it just is, right? They don't have a whole lot of that being passed around in high school. It's once you've basically decided that, yeah, once you really know what life is all about, you get up in the 40s and 50s, and then you're like, okay, no, keep the weed. I'll do some crack. Thank you very much. I know how this world is. I know how it works. That's right. So high schoolers aren't into that. You know, they're still looking forward to life. And anyway, I hope Marge has got something to say. Is that right? From yesterday, it looks like.
That's an actual FBI file stating Jeffrey Epstein was supposedly killed. That's on an FBI form. That's not somebody calling in an anonymous tip or writing it on some deep, dark place in the internet. That's an actual FBI file stating what happened. And people are going to have to completely take in what they are seeing with their.
Hold on. Ember, oh my God. Ember said, oh, Republicans have issues with prostitutes because, one, they're too old, and two, they can consent. You know, that's the part they really don't like. You're like, yeah, but they, I can't do the thing that I think, anyway, not going to say what. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. No, take away your heart. No hearts for you. What the fuck?
Completely take in.
Who runs this shitty platform? It sucks. What the hell? Make it more user friendly, whoever the hell you are that owns this platform, you piece of shit.
And what they are seeing with their own eyes, what they're reading, and what they're being told. The reality is the Trump administration is not releasing the information. And I got yelled at by the president over this. This is why he called me a traitor. He called me a traitor because I would not take my name off the discharge petition, because I stood firmly and said, no, we are going to release the Epstein files. I'm standing with women who were raped as teenagers. I'm not standing with the government. I don't support the cover up of all of this stuff, whatever it may be. And the president.
It's so crazy that he called her a traitor. The lady that has been like his ride or die literally since like the first day in office, from the first time, from the beginning of his campaign. Like, well, I guess it took her a minute to get in there. But she was a huge supporter of his. And this just shows you how bad these people are. It's crazy. Because and I can't remember who it was though. I think I might have been listening to Where There's Woke with Thomas Smith and his wife. They did talking about, but like the one thing that you like, it might have been Austin Archer. No, I think about it. But one of the things that they brought up is like the one narrative that now I think it is Austin Archer, because he was talking about the director or the screenwriter. Sorry, interrupting myself. Saying the one thing that like makes you realize that they try to communicate, screenwriters and stuff, they try to communicate that the bad guy is actually super bad, is them killing their own people, right? That's always the thing. It's the part of Batman, remember, where he goes, hey, Doug, and he's like, gun, and he like gives him the gun, and then he shoots him with the gun he just gave him, and you're like, oh, Joker's bad. He's a bad guy because he just shot his own guy, because that's how much of a moral code he doesn't have, and that's Trump. And we can see that right here with Marjorie Taylor Greene. He called her a traitor for not wanting the Epstein files released, which Trump ran on and said that he wanted them released a lot. And all of a sudden, once it got down to actually doing it, now and they tried everything. Well, it doesn't exist. It was, it was on my desk, and I was like, yeah, we're going to do that. And I was like, I'm going to get to it. And then all of a sudden, like, where'd it go? I said, who's running around with the file? I think my dog ate it, I said, sorry, my bad. Oop, what are you going to do? All the files gone. What the fuck? And then he literally calls her a traitor. And the next day after him calling her that, she gets all violent and very specific threats against her life and her loved ones. And it's just like, and she's like, do you even care about that? And, when she called afterwards, and he said, you did this to yourself for disagreeing with me on one tiny thing. You have to be my loyal servant. Otherwise, you're a traitor, full blown. I do not care about all of the dedication that you've, and the loyalty that you have provided up until this point, because I'm an evil, terrible mobster. Jesus.
Got mad at me, and he told me, and I've said this multiple times, he told me his friends would get hurt. And that's what he told me. And then we're seeing a continued slow walk and cover up of a lot of this information.
Yeah, she's a rat sleeving a sinking ship. I think that makes good sense. It's starting, which is kind of crazy, because actually when she started, I think everybody could kind of see that this was going to happen, but it was so weird that so many law firms, and then like TYT and Bill Maher and like a bunch of other people were just like, capitulating to him immediately. And it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? And they were just doing it like, oh, this is the way the culture is going. The culture is going to be cool with this, because the future apparently is just Star Wars, but if the Empire won, that it's like, and they just were ahead of time. We're like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. We might as well just start kissing the ass now. That way we don't get, hanged later or whatever by ICE for being, the skin shade test or whatever from Family Guy.
And I know that is why. I firmly believe that that's why it is being covered up. Look, Pam Bondi works directly for Donald Trump. She is not out there an independent attorney general. She can't just run out and do whatever she wants. She works at the pleasure and approval of the President of the United States. Everybody in the administration does. So does the FBI. They're under
at the pleasure, you say. Like, she works at the pleasure of Trump. And look at him right there. He doesn't look very pleasured. You need to get going, lady. Get on that pleasuring.
The very same pleasure and approval of the President of the United States.
So
pleasure.
Come on, we're trying to be serious here. All right. And AdamandEve.com is not my sponsor anymore. Just stop it.
Everyone's getting mad at
I can't work in a water filter with this.
Pam Bondi, or everyone's getting, you can name anybody you want. The man at the top is Donald Trump. He's the president. And he's the one that was completely against releasing the files when we started fighting to get them released. He's the one that called it a Democrat hoax. He's the one that, he invites everybody to the White House, but he will not invite these women that have defended him, by the way. They have defended him and said Donald Trump did nothing wrong. They have defended him, yet he doesn't bring them in the White House and support them. But what you're seeing is if it looks like a duck.
And that's what's crazy is like she actually thinks that, I mean, she's saying it now, like, what walks like a duck? Maybe it might be a duck. But like the way it's like, but they were gonna say that it's cool, that he didn't do nothing. We're here because of other bad people. But Trump is like so in bed with all of the bad people that it doesn't even matter to him. He doesn't care, and I guarantee there's some victims that it wouldn't mind coming forward, pointing him out and saying how absurd, and how harmful he was to them. But I don't know. I guess the ones that she had talked to said that he didn't have anything to do with it. And so that's why, because she was a true believer, literally. Like, she actually thought that Trump was not going to be in it at all. And boy, that was exactly not what happened. Taking zero crap from Democrats in this committee here, right? Dems incoherent. Here we go with the
Not on our time. No way.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
I love this thing. He's just like mumbling. Reclaim my time. The time being reclaimed by me. I'm reclaiming the time. Reclaim time. No, I'm reclaiming time. I want to reclaim. This is like nobody's listening to me. I'm just gonna keep saying this under my breath. Eventually, somebody will give me my goddamn time back. All holding it. God, look at his face. What? Him. Nah, well, she's pretty. Wow. Does she have the black oil in her from X-Files? What the fuck is going on with her face? How did she why is she so evil, man? Like, what is that? Jesus. Ex-FBI agent says Pam Bondi has slam dunk conspiracy case against Obama's feds for election meddling. Oh my God. Trump is obsessed, dude. This is so this is delusional. This is getting insane at this point. He is obsessed with that election. And now I hear they're trying to like nationalize elections and shit. Dude, if they start getting involved in any way in the elections, it's over. We're done. We can't. He should not have even been allowed to run again. Like, I don't even honestly know how the fuck we got here. He should not have been allowed to run. He tried to cheat. It's one of the things he was charged a felony for. For fuck's sake. And here he is just running anyway. Fuck. And we're supposed to trust that he's not going to cheat.
Let me address the survivors, because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. We are currently the laughing stock of the world, partially because of the failed leadership within the DOJ, as we see kings and queens falling everywhere around the world. But we don't know the basics of right and wrong in this country because it's not about partisanship. And that's why I applaud Thomas Massey, because
like if Jabba the Hutt was a human. Yep. That's right. Got Jabba human face. That's right.
he's the only person on the Republican side that has a backbone and knows how to stand up to corruption. But nevertheless, let me keep going. My Democratic colleagues have been attacked this entire committee hearing. They have been lied on. And frankly, the American people weren't looking for that. They were looking for answers about the corruption that they see coming from this administration. In fact, this administration is complicit. But there are numerous others, like how the DOJ is attempting to obstruct justice in the investigation of the rogue agents who have murdered American citizens, or how the DOJ seized voter data from Fulton County in an attempt to steal the 2026 midterm elections, or how federal agents have Tom Homan on tape.
That's just insane. So they literally seized and I swear to God, that's going to be what the next thing. And then over the next couple of years, they're just going to keep trying to steal voter data. And it's like, it's old voter data, so I don't know what they could do with it other than try to say that the 2020 election was stolen, which, he's been saying that the whole time anyway. And once they get the data, they could just fuck with it. But I don't know. That shit is insane. And that's what just irritates me about this whole thing. It's just like, we're here where they have zero rules, zero beliefs, zero integrity, zero anything. They will say anything, do anything to get anything that they want, which is typically just more power, right? And money, and fewer taxes. But and we're still arguing, we're still trying to play ball with them, like we're playing ball, while they are just pulling out swords in the middle of the ball game, just stabbing people, and cutting limbs off and stuff. And they're no, we're still playing the game. No, oh no, it's cool. We're just gonna keep. Oh, you cut my arm off. Now I can't. How am I supposed to quarterback without an arm? And they're just like, no, we're still playing. No, we're still playing. This is the game we're playing. No, yeah, we're playing football. But I'll do it without an arm. I could throw it with my other arm. It's fine. It's cool. And those are the two games it feels like we're playing here, metaphorically speaking. I don't think he's actually cut anybody. I don't know. I haven't seen the torture video thing yet, but so maybe for all I know, it's a whole scene like that Monty Python scene, the Black Knight.
Accepting a bribe and your agency killed the investigation, or how your agency is ready to give the president a $230 million payday, which is unconstitutional. The Constitution is clear. The president shall not receive any payment except his salary while in office. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history, an attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. And Mr. Chairman, I will yield.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, she's good. Damn, dude. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Drop that mic. I wish she was holding the mic, because then, then she could have dropped it. It's like those ones with the little bendy, they can't really drop those. They just sort of stay there. Even if you try to, well, let's just stay in there. God damn it.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand.
Oh, shit.
And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked
answer?
you
Attorney General.
That was the answer? Like, what question did you hear? What you just said? Because I feel like it's a yes or no, or like turn to them and say you're sorry. That's the answer.
question
Attorney General
that
can
I would
respond to your
like
question.
you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about
Of course,
anybody that came.
Of course, it's Jim Jordan too, as the one. It's like I feel like that's half the reason why she's just able to go off the rails. Fucking Jim Jordan over here trying to call balls and strikes.
Before you, it is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that.
And that guy's balls are on strike, and he's got his own kitty stuff from his college days anyway. So we know which side he's on.
To the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice is.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
that's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked.
Didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am reclaiming my time, and when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is.
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's reclaimed her
I'm not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time
Oh
belongs
my
to
God.
the time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
It's crazy, and the weird thing is, Republicans are liking this. They're like, yeah, get him, pay him, knock him dead, and they think that she's like doing something good here. It just shows, like, dude, Trump has broken these people. They're just their brains are just fried. What they think is cool is just utterly unhangout-withable. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I almost wonder if that's why they're so angry all the time. It's just nobody ever wants to be around them. Like their own kids and wives and everybody, they don't want to be around them. And so they hold people talking like this up like heroes while they're covering for PDF files.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just
Chairman,
say
I'll
this.
direct it to
What a
you.
massive
No, I'm
cover-up.
answering a
Mr.
question.
Chairman, will you restore her time? The witness
I'm
is
not gonna get in
interrupted.
the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time
doing
and
theatrics.
let me have my time.
Gentlelady,
Yeah,
the gentlelady from
Jordan is
Washington
trapped.
controls the time. The gentlelady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final
Oh my
sentence.
God.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only
Regular
to
order.
then say that there was no list. Your deputy,
Time-
Todd
the time of
Blanche,
the-
met
Oh my God.
alone
Time of the
with
gentlelady
Ghislaine
has-
Maxwell
time of the
and
gentlelady has
transferred her
expired.
to a minimum security prison. Now you continue the
time of the
cover-up.
gentlelady
Oh my
and I
God.
wish you would turn around to the
Dude.
survivors who are standing.
It's crazy when they're all like, it's so weird how they're so picky and choosy about which laws are laws. When when the Democrats talk, you got to do the time just right. When it comes to little girls being abused by a freak fucking cabal of lunatics, billionaires, pedos, then it's not a big deal, right? They make the rules, so they don't. People that make rules don't have to follow them. It's not like rules apply to like everybody evenly. No, that would be silly.
Right behind you, and on a human level,
Chairman,
The chair now recognizes the chair.
on what you have done.
Time of the
I
gentlelady
yield
expired.
back.
The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back.
Theatrics.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the thought.
Oh my God, he is the worst.
To the survivors.
Jesus. Wow. And how are you snarky after she's saying this? Look at this. This is crazy. She won't even look at him. This is, Epstein survivors raised their hands to signal they've been ignored by Trump's DOJ. Attorney General Pam Bondi refuses to look at them. Look at this. That is just crazy. And she's just like, I actually am better than all these people, so I don't even know why. Y'all aren't on my level of like you guys, y'all are subhuman to me. That's why I get to treat everybody the way I do. Jesus Christ. What a psychotic world we live in. Anyway, all right, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out. This one kind of went over a little bit, but I got cut short yesterday, so I wanted to make sure we could hang out for a little bit and kind of mess with some of these, videos that are coming out, and it was fun, and I enjoyed that. Those couple of call-in show videos, that was cool. I was like, the first one was a bit much. I'm gonna be honest. That was tough to take. It was almost as cacophonous as what we were just watching a second ago with Pam, with old Pam B. So I call her old Pam B. You know, Pam B. Okay, sure, why not? I don't know why that tickles me. Something funny. Anyway, all right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If you want to hit that, or if you want to pound that like button, I'd appreciate it. With hey, come on, that's gonna get us in trouble. Much better. They fixed it. Yeah, that was good. You know, nobody knows what those are. You know, because it's not shaped so provocatively. Like, I mean, look at that. Come on, that's just right on the nose. Just holy Lord, get it? Just the vibrating kind. You know, comes with the remote. And don't you push that middle button. You don't even want to know what it does when you push that. It well, it can be a little overwhelming for some of us that have RG spots right up the old rectum. Anyway, what? Oh, yeah. If you want to support the show, I lost like a bunch of people. They're like, ew, is he talking about butts? Yes. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Punk Apostate. You can donate on Cash App for if you just want to do a one-time thing. I'd appreciate anything you can do. It's no big deal. But and you know what? Before I forget, this Friday we are doing a fundraiser for Helen. So you got to go to that, and it is I'll put the information up on my post. So that's what I'll do. I'll do a post about it. But yeah, you got to go support Helen. Give whatever you can, all that good stuff. So maybe don't give here, just give to Helen. Whatever you were going to give here, which I know is a lot, give it to Helen because she needs it right now. But you can also become a member if you hit that join button after you subscribe. You can also email me, punkapostate@gmail.com. Join a Discord, and that's with the there's a link for it down below, and there's also the QR code throughout the entire episode. So yeah, just check that out. But all right, y'all. Thanks again for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. And we're gonna thank our members real quick. And I know this might be an old one, I gotta update it, but I feel like a lot of the members are the same folks. So here we go.
Just want to thank my channel members. I got constant bill collectors and writing out return to sender. Only works so many times. Thanks 1,000 times.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Ember. There it is. So just copy and paste that. And whose channel is it on though? Is it on Ember's channel? I can't remember whose channel it's supposed to be on. But yeah, just do the link. Okay. Just stop making stuff complicated. Okay. But all right, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is awesome. And we will see you next time. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the other thing. What do I say? Oh, yeah, that's right. So make sure to stay loving, stay logical, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time. Let's go. So we got this.
Screw
All right, Joe. Love y'all. See you tomorrow. Back again, same time tomorrow. See ya.